Martial was okay, did decent, got his goal and stuff, which we're going to touch on in a second. But Rashford was quiet. I just think if you bring De Jong into that team and have Fred there as well with his pressing and his energy, I think you'll see a much different attack in phases, like in transitions and stuff. I think it'll be much better. But yeah, let's go to the goals. So Sam, who got the first one now? Was it you had Martial, Fred? You had Palestre. Who got the fourth now? Remind me. Martial, Fred.
First one was Sancho.
Sancho. There we go. Yeah,
Sancho, Fred, Martial, Palestre.
Yeah, so Sam, talk to me about the goals. Which one impressed you the most?
I mean, look, do we need to talk about Fred? It's just absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Like that nice little, I don't know if it was a chip or a dink, but I did like that a lot. I thought it was very good build-up play from Eric Bailly for the Palestre goal. I thought that was really good. Took it from his own box pretty much, set it on its way, danced through the midfield, one touch to Ahmad run through, cut it back, and I think the commentator mentioned, I was hoping Eric Bailly was going to get the end of that because he set it up, but then Palestre was there, slided it away. So I thought that was very good build-up play, and Fred with a little dink. I like both of those goals. They were really nice to see. I think the Sancho one had a bit of luck about it because obviously the defender spilled it. So
seems like Fred has taken preseason Pillows name from Andres Pereira.
Yeah, so, we're gonna have to think of a new name for Fred, aren't we, in preseason? But he's carrying on his form, isn't he, Dan?
Sorry.
I said he's carrying on his form, innit? Like, because Fred was doing decent last second half of the season.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all about the consistency. We know that Fred and McTominay, they have shown that they are capable enough, but again, that consistency was missing in last season. Hope we get that consistency in this coming season as well. But out of the 4 goals, I think I missed the first one, Sancho's one. So, but out of the other 3, I think Fred goal was also decent, good one, because the build-up play was very nice. The one-touch passing was nice, and finishing with the little chip. And the last goal, I really liked the one from Palestre. There was a 1-2 passing, and Eric Bailly doing his stuffs there, and then passing. And I thought maybe the Bailly would be at the end of that end of the last shot. But that was a brilliant pass from Ahmad also. The intelligence was there. They knew that who is running around there, like beside them. So the second and the fourth goal stood out for me.
Yeah, I've got kind of like a million things spinning around in my head that I really want to talk about the youngsters that played, about Martial coming back in that number 9 role, of course, getting his goal. Because I thought his goal was kind of given to him. It was definitely like a Liverpool assist, like they kind of messed up at the back. But then he said take it where he was to the goal, and then dink Alisson as well on top of that. I thought that was really impressive. Let's have a discussion about Anthony Martial, because I want to see where you guys are at with this. You have to say most of us written him off after that Sevilla loan. We thought, get him out the door, get him sold. But Sam, I'll go to you first on this. Is there a potential window for Martial to prove he can play as a number 9 again?
I think it's going to be forced upon us, isn't it, really? Because if Ronaldo is saying what he's saying and he is going to go, which if he wants to go, is probably going to happen. I think he needs to, we're going to be forced, because I don't think we're going to buy a striker, because like we've said so many times, who the hell we're going to get? There isn't anybody. Yeah. There's nobody available for a price we want to pay. So it is what it is. I think he's going to get an opportunity under Ten Hag, because like we said, we've got no other choice. It's him and Rashford. There are 2 striking options. So he's going to get an opportunity whether he deserves it or not. So I hope he takes it.
Yeah, absolutely. I did like the fluidity of the front 3, because I thought all players can play in set positions. Like if Martial goes out on the right, you can put Rashford on the left, Sancho play for the middle, and vice versa. All front 3 can change.
I said that to Shireyas, like at the right, Sancho looked a little rusty and wasn't quite firing for him. He got caught, like I said, going back, got caught out, and then as soon as he switched to the left, the goal happened.
Yeah,
and it's
this is the issue, isn't it? Because we brought him in for the right hand side, and now you're kind of looking at it like he always plays good on the left hand side. Dan, I want to throw this question to you, because I've been going back and forth with a few people on Twitter about this, and my personal preference, right? we've been linked with Anthony from Ajax, yeah, for about Ajax saying they want 70 million, 60 million or whatever. Surely we should put faith in players like Ahmad, Palestra. We've got Elanga, who's obviously still growing as well. Then you've got Martial, Rashford, and Sancho. That money could be spent wisely in other areas, like another midfielder. Let's say you got Tillemans there for 25, 30 million. Yeah, you've still got like another 40 on top of that where you could go get a Neves or someone, like just really boost that midfield up. Would you agree with that? Or do you still think we need an attacking player?
Yeah, almost the same opinions there. I've never liked this idea. We are going behind Anthony and spending around 70 to 80 million euros there. So because it's not like we don't have players, we have at least 2 to 3 players on the right side, with Sancho also can play there, and Elanga is there. He's there. Ahmad is there. Pelistri is there. So we have like almost like 4 right wingers already in the team. Then why we want to go for a 5th one? It's like already we have 3 left backs, and then we went for Malaysia. So but Malaysia was a bit cheaper one, so we can deal with that thing. But in this case, Anthony's case is like it like eats up our more than half of the budget. So it's not even a priority now when we are already spending that much amount for De Jong, and also we don't know about Ronaldo's situation still. If he goes, then we need a striker there also, and maybe one more center midfielder. So 80 million, I think we can spend more better in the other areas like CM, like as you mentioned, Tielemans, or I think maybe Ruben Neves if his right price is quoted. So but Anthony, I never like this idea of going behind Anthony at this moment. Maybe last couple of seasons before, if you ask me, instead of Sancho, we might have gone for Anthony. But now we have so many players and so many backup players for that particular position. So I don't think it should be a wise decision to go for him.
Yeah. I mean, we are a little bit light in attack. Like I completely understand that, but I just don't get the concept of spending £30 million on Ahmad and then not giving him the chance to prove. Do you know what I mean? Like I think the qualities. Everyone knows I'm a massive fan of Ahmad, but I think the quality, even with Palestra, I think the quality is there. They just need a chance. You just need to give him a chance. And then if you bring someone in like an Anthony, they get put down right down the pecking order, and you won't see it. And they'll probably go out on loan again. And then they're not in like a competitive league, so they're not growing properly. Yeah, and it affects the development. So it does. I've never really got that. But let's move the conversation on a little bit. Sam, Christian Eriksen pending, medical going to happen soon, I believe. Even though we've been hearing that for a good few days now, it is supposed to be very close. De Jong deal seems like it's getting closer. We had Murta and Richard Arnold in Barcelona yesterday, speaking to Barcelona's agent, Frankie de Jong's agents. With them coming into that midfield, does that give you hope for this season coming up?
It's a better midfield than we had last year, for sure. But it's still not what we need right now. We need, and I'm sick of saying it at this point, it's become my catchphrase, we need a defensive midfielder. And it's getting to the point now where I saw that. I had flashbacks when I saw Fred and McTominay on the starting 11 today. I was just like, oh God, there we go. This is not good.
What in particular though? Like what stands out? Is it like the transition when they're spacing behind and like no one's getting back quick enough? Like what is it?
I think I said it last game of the season. It was the last game of the season.
Brighton, was it?
Brighton. Yeah, like the gap between our centre backs and our midfield was just about 30 yards. Like it was ridiculous. Like as soon as like Brian got the ball, it's just just play it into that space there, and they're in, and it was like straight away they just cut us apart. And not having that number 6, that DM, just stops. If you have a DM, you have a number 6 there, it just stops any sort of threat of counter attack, and it gives you time to get your wingers back, to get your other midfielders back, to bring them back to defend whatever the attack is. And we don't have that. McTominay isn't that guy. Great passion, great attitude, but he's not got the ability to be a 6.
He's a squad player, isn't it? He's a squad player. He is a squad player.
Fred, at his best, is a fantastic number 8, but he's not a 6. He's not a 6, and we haven't got one. James Garner, again, he's not really a 6. He's more of an 8. He's even played, I think, as a 10, hasn't he, for Forest at times as well. So again, not a thing. So unless Ten Hag's got a weird system that he's going to deploy De Jong and somebody next to him with Bruno up top, I don't know what he's going to do with De Jong, but I think we need a 6 personally.
And me and Sam are always saying that CDM, we need the CDM, but as things stand, we will not getting the CDM. But at the same time, I can see that with McFred, the thing is that they have the energy and everything they have, but that if your midfielder should have that intelligence of the current position of the game as well, because today I have seen many times when Varane or Lindelof passes the ball to McTominay, instead of passing that and making a triangle pass towards Dalot, he is giving pass back to Varane and Lindelof. So it's like from defender to midfielder and then coming back to the defender. So it's that attack is not building from the wing side because the intelligence is missing in the midfield. So if you get players like De Jong, Eriksen, or Donny van de Beek in the middle of that in the formation, you will definitely see these type of passes and building up the attack from the wing. So that intelligence is missing in both of them when it comes to on the pitch.
I don't think it's just intelligence, though. I think it's ability. I don't think McTominay has that ball, that passing in him. He's good passing sideways or backwards because it's a safe pass. There's no pressure. But he doesn't take chances. Like everybody has to go at Bruno for taking chances with the ball, but at least he's trying something. He's trying to get it forward. Exactly. McTominay never does those passes because I don't think he's either scared to do them and he's scared to lose the ball, or he's not capable of it. It's one of the two. And we can't have that. You can't have that as a midfielder. You have to be able to take the risk and play those passes. Also,
as well, he doesn't show for the ball. When the centre-backs have it at the feet, he doesn't show. He hides behind players. I've seen it happen so many times. And the refreshing thing was you had Iqbal and Savage who came on, who actually performed really well. I thought they was really good, really composed, kept it simple and then sprayed it when they needed to. I thought Iqbal was the better of the two. But them two youngsters really played well, I thought, and give Erik ten Hag something to think about. Because, yes, you got to think about in the first half, when McTominay and Fred were playing, they were against Liverpool's B team, let's say, or C team or whatever, right? And they looked pretty average. Fred did all right, was better than McTominay. But Iqbal and Savage were playing against Thiago, Fabinho, and Naby Keita.
Well, it's the lack of fear, isn't it? Like the one thing youth players will give you is no fear. Yeah. Like they will play that ball, they will take risks, they will take chances because they've got no fear of big games. For McTominay, it feels like the confidence has been beat out of him from playing in this shared United team for years. And he's played, every manager has played him every single game. So he's just taken a battering and he's just got zero confidence. Whereas like Iqbal and Savage and McNeil, they've got no fear. They're just like, oh yeah, let's just play how I play in the youth system. And they'll just do that and things happen. And I think that's what Ten Hag, he's either got to decide with McTominay, am I going to be able to get something out of this guy? Or is he just, this is as good as he's going to get and I need to find another midfielder? Because they've said they're in the market for midfielders, plural. Whether that means Eriksen and De Jong or Eriksen, De Jong and somebody else, I don't know. But hopefully somebody else.
Yeah, I think what coaches love about McTominay is the application and the appetite. But the thing is, it doesn't balance out with ability. So you can have as much appetite and whatever you want, but if it's not complemented with ability, it's pointless. And I think the levels in quality between De Jong and McTominay are so far apart.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah. It's like lower league to Premier League, isn't it?
When you actually bring De Jong into that midfield, fans are going to be like, wow, what the fuck have we been missing? Like, this has been so long since we've had... Michael Carrick was the last kind of player we had like that. And I believe De Jong can take it off the back four and he can dictate play and can be that composed figure like Paul Scholes. There's a reason why Paul Scholes was so integral to the way we played. Is because he composed the game. He set the tempo. He knew when to play it short, when to play it long, when to go fast, when to go slow. Like he was the conductor. And we haven't got a player like that. Fred can try do it, but he isn't that guy. He's good as an 8, pressing up, winning the ball high up, getting it moving, intercepting play, all that kind of stuff. But I did think it was refreshing to see Iqbal and Savage play really well. Who do we think had an underwhelming performance? Like, there's a number of players in my mind, and I'm going to explain it soon. But Dan, who did you think didn't impress you in that game?
You mean played the worst in our lineup?
Who you just thought had a bad game, or they weren't necessarily involved? You expected more from?
I think Rashford. I haven't seen much of Rashford today also. So I know that he was interchanging a bit, but still Sancho being playing on the other side also, he was at least a bit of involved in the game. But Rashford was, for me, he was totally missing. And then again, coming back to McTominay and Fred. So these three players, I can still see that still they are not up to that level.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, sorry, Damage, you're going to finish your point now?
Yeah, and in the second half, I think everyone played their part. And at times, I'm not sure whether you guys also felt the same. Van Bissaka also, I think at some times he was a bit shaky. But yeah, on the other side, Dalot looked a bit good. I can say even attacking wise also, and he made a couple of sliding tackles also. So I really like that from Dalot. So I think yeah, these are second half. I think youth have taken all the like praises. They deserve all the praises. So I don't think in the second half we can see any lack in the performance. But yeah, from first half, mainly Rashford and McFred.
Yeah. What about yourself, Sam? Who let you down in that game, do you think? Who was you looking forward to the most, and you kind of thought that was a little bit underwhelming?
I mean, I wasn't looking forward to Rashford, but I was interested to see if Ten Hag gets to that. But it just seemed like there was more brightness from him. Like he seemed like more alert and more sort of energized, but his decision making still really bad, still really shocking. Hesitation again, really like holding up his play. Like this, I think he was through on goal about 3 or 4 times, hesitated, let the defender get in front of him, was too worried about the defender behind him rather than concentrating on the ball and getting a shot away. Like there's a lot of moments like that which were disappointing. Alex Telles thought, I know he had a small amount of time, but I thought he was really bad. Didn't think he did any favours for himself, and he had to do something because you've brought in Malacia now. You're probably third in the pecking list. You have to show something, and for me, just wasn't there.
And he was playing centre back, Alex Telles.
Yeah. So yeah, it just didn't show anything for me. I thought David De Gea had a very good game. Kept us in it for most of the game. A lot of good saves with his feet.
Good distribution as well.
Distribution as well, yeah. Distribution was spot on. But I was like looking, going, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah.
So it's passing late. Good saves for that, especially. I think there was one with the foot from Diaz. He saved, and then there was one from Darwin Núñez in the second half where he got it across goal and got handed it. Yeah, the Portuguese Danny Welbeck.
Uruguayan.
Uruguay. Oh, he came for the Portuguese league. Sorry. My bad. So David De Gea played really well. I thought he was impressive. So that bodes well for the. I hope it's not the same pattern though. I hope we're not really, really shit next year and David De Gea is amazing after that performance. But I'll take it. But yeah, Telles and Rashford kind of disappointed me. I was expecting a little more from Ahmad. I mean, he got the assist, which is good, but. I was expecting a little more attacking intent, a little more quality on the ball. But his effort was there. The effort was there. That was good. The attitude was correct, and he got an assist. So it can't be that bad.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ahmad, and I'm a massive fan of him. But I thought because he's just come back from the Scottish League where you have more time on the ball, I felt like he was still in that mode. And he quickly learned, he got it into feet, and he was just like, he thought he had more time than he actually did, and he got it took off him quite a few times. And then he grew into it a little bit more when he looked okay. Palestri looked quite bright as well. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. But just on underwhelming performances, I thought Malacia had a pretty poor debut. I didn't think he was great. I thought he was trying to impress a little bit too much, like trying to do weird things I didn't really understand. But again, it's his age and it will come with time. I think that experience. Telles, I agree, but he was played out of position, so I'm not going to go in on him too much. Wan-Bissaka, I think, is a player that just needs to go. I don't know who's going to buy him. I can't see him fitting into Ten Hag system at all.
Do you know what? He was just I didn't even realise he was on the pitch. Honest to God, I didn't realise he was on the pitch. Doing all the subs and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, so and so was on. It balance. So didn't even notice him.
Exactly. And I thought McTominay, again, we've touched on it then, squad player at best. I don't mind him as that, but he cannot be a starter in this Ten Hag system. Just doesn't show for the ball enough, doesn't offer enough going forward. And I just think he's right for the bench. As soon as De Jong and Eriksen comes in, you can't tell me McTominay's going to play in that team. Not a chance, because they are far better architects of the ball than McTominay is. So I
he's
thought he was underwhelming.
Europa League player, isn't he?
Exactly. Yeah.
There's
absolutely.
A quick comment from Lewis Jackson. He said we were playing Liverpool's academy though. Lol.
Yeah, and you know what? In the first half, we was playing their academy, but you can still look at other things like fitness, sharpness, attitude, application, and all of that was there. So I'm happy about that. And you can see how Ten Hag wants to play the triangles, as mentioned before, the high pressing, wing backs bombing on. And it was just the only thing that kind of worried me was the transition at times. And we've seen it all last season. It happened all the time, man. Like, as soon as someone gets a quick counter, no one's there shielding defence. The difference is when City press up forward, they have that kind of horseshoe counter press thing going on. When someone tries playing it, Rodri's there to clear up straight away. Liverpool have it with Fabinho, and I can go on and on. Madrid have it with Casemiro, etc. We need that player in. Now, we're not going to sign a defensive midfielder like we thought we was for whatever reason. But I think the more we dictate play and control possession when we bring De Jong and Eriksen and we have these intelligent players in, the less threat we have to worry about on the counter. But I still think ultimately we're going to end up buying, well, we need a destroyer like Kante or something like that there. That maybe will probably have to be next season or whatever. But we'll see what
Sangara is still available, man. He's still there.
Well, you've seen with Lisandro Martinez, apparently there's a few reports coming out recently that they're likely to accept the new bid that we're going to put in. So you never know.
They're playing silly buggers though, aren't they? They're playing stupid with this, but it's like, we want 50 million for him. It's all right, it's 50 million. Oh, sorry, we meant 60. It's like, come on, like.
In fairness to them, they have had their team took apart.
They do every year though. That happens to him every year. Every year happens to him. So
if I was a fan of theirs, I'd be like, I'm not fucking selling him. I'd want to keep hold of him. But ultimately, he's pushing the move. He's not training with it at the minute. And it will happen, I believe, at some point. It'll happen very soon. So maybe
do you think he's
surprise it. Go on.
Do you think he's going to be our DM? Because I don't think he's going to play centre back. I think our centre back pairing is going to be Varane, Maguire, and then you got Lindelof as your backup, and then obviously you'll have Lisandro Martinez if needed. So I think Lisandro Martinez is going to end up being our defensive midfielder.
And on the same note, on the same note, after today's Bailly's performance, do we need Martinez?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but Martinez is a great ball playing centre back, and he's a left-footed ball playing centre back as well. And that's why I think he could definitely play as a DM. 100%. I've seen him play there before for Ajax, but I do think he'll be in that system as a centre back, and I think he'll be alongside Maguire because Varane has his issues, injury issues. I don't think he's going to be a consistent figure in the team.
I almost panicked today when he went down. I was like, oh God, it's pre-season, first game. He's already on the floor.
Exactly.
This is going wrong.
Exactly. And I think Lisandro will be integral to how Ten Hag wants to play out from the back. So I think he'll be in defence personally. I'm just worried about midfield as we keep doing. It keeps going on. It's like an ongoing saga.
When did Carrick retire?
2016 was it? I think.
Right, so we've had 6 years not bought a midfielder to replace him. Absolutely ridiculous.
It's mental. The quicker we get De Jong and Eriksen through the door, the better, because I can't wait to see a midfield that knows how to keep holding the ball and has the intelligence to play balls behind when it's needed.
Corners, mate. We're going to have somebody who can get corners.
Yeah, it'll all add up. I want to touch on as well. It was Eric Bailly. I know Dan just mentioned it then. I thought he was really good today. And if anything, that performance, I know he's not going to be in the starting 11 because I just know it won't happen. But I think putting in that performance today could potentially offer him out on the market. Like, there must be clubs surely in Europe looking at that and thinking he can do a job for us, right?
I'd love for him to, if only his injury record was better, I'd love for him to stay at Man United. I would, because I think he's a great player. I think he's a great centre back. He's probably behind Varane. He's our second best centre back, if fit. Like, he is. He's great on the ball. He's got aggression. Good tackler. He's a bit mental as well, which I love. I love a bit of mentalness from one of our players. Like, not Rojo mental. That's too mental. Because I don't know if you saw him. Did you see him in the game in Brazil, where he body checked a guy recently?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And he was looking at the ref going, what? It's just like, mate, you just hockey checked a guy. Like, so that's too mental. But Eric Bailly's fantastic. I think he's a fantastic player. It's just, injury record is poor. If somehow we could get him to play a full season without a major injury, it could be a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to a number of things, because we've obviously got Palace on Friday, is it? I think in our next pre-season game. Maybe Garner will be fresh and available for that. I think he can prove something to Eric Ten Hag, because we keep speaking about Garner. I think he can come into the midfield and do a job. A few other players coming back. You've got our captain Barry, who's going to be back in the team.
Barry's back.
To see how he performs under Eric Ten Hag. But yeah, I want to get you man of the match, guys, because I think there's going to be a few different viewpoints on this. I'll tell you mine first. I actually think. I thought Bailly. I think Bailly had a really good game. I don't know. I'll go with.
We can split it into two halves.
Yeah, go on, Dan. Give me yours. Who do you think?
For second half, surely I'll go with Bailly. But for first half, it's a bit tricky one. But still, considering Sancho's left side effect, I would take Sancho.
Yeah. Sam, what about yourself?
Sancho or David De Gea. I think they were the two really good standout players. Like you said, we had so many changes, so you probably could split it into half. So Eric Bailly definitely deserves a mention as well. But yeah, I'll go with David De Gea just to be different.
You know what? Just to be different myself as well, I really think Zidane Iqbal had a really good game. I thought he looked quality in that man. It surprised me because I haven't seen much of him, to be honest. I've seen little bits of him. And Garner's the obvious kind of one when he comes in, everybody's going to be looking at because of the successful season he had at Nottingham.
I think Iqbal's a bit too young, isn't he? He needs time
He's young,
to develop.
But he looks good, man.
He looks good. He does, but I think he is still quite small, like stature-wise. He's not filled out.
Yeah, he's not physical. I get that.
So I think, especially in the midfield, you need that. You need to be physical in the midfield, especially in the Premier League in the midfield. So I think he'll probably go on loan. Like, I won't mind him staying under Ten Hag personally, but I think he'll probably get a loan.
And kind of a few final questions here for you guys. Do you see that the team that we had in the first half? Do you see that as a team that'll start the season probably, obviously with a few more additions if we do bring them in, if and when? Do you see that'll be the team we go with, do you think?
Go on, Dan.
Yeah. I think, so if you look from Ten Hag's eyes, so he might have been thinking of like trying out his all-out the best lineup for which suits his ideology. So I think he has gone for that in the first half. So and he also likes 4-2-3-1, and at this moment with the players we have, McFred is the suitable for that mid two. So I think mostly this will be the lineup until or unless we get De Jong. De Jong can replace one of McFred, but still I think he'll go with most of this lineup. And maybe Ronaldo, if he stays, then instead of Martial, Ronaldo.
And just a sub question on that: do you think it'll be Mick Young, or do you think it'll be Frankie Fred, or Fred De Jong? Is that what?
Fred De Jong.
Fred De Jong.
Freddie De Jong.
Freddie De Jong.
I think it will be the first one. So McTominay will be alongside De Jong. So I think, but I'm just having that sixth sense that Ten Hag likes McTominay and trusts McTominay more than Fred. So that's my sixth sense saying, because of his stature and
I really, really hope not, because I don't want to see him near that squad. I don't want to see him in the starting 11. He doesn't deserve it. He does not deserve it at all. I get he's got the right application, hunger, attitude, whatever, but he really don't deserve it. He hasn't got the quality at all. I'm just desperate for a signing. I really want us to bring Lissandro in now, Eriksen and De Jong, and I think you will definitely start to see Ten Hag ball, because you've seen little glimpses of it now, and that's in the first game of pre-season. I know they're doing double sessions and stuff like that. You can see it paying off in terms of the fitness, but I do think, I know it's early to jump the gun, but I think he is a really good coach, and I think he can get a lot out of players. I think players like Sancho are going to really shine underneath him. Who knows, Martial might have a bit of redemption, because I know we've seen him play in that position before. The market isn't great at the minute. He might have to go with him, as Sam said. So interesting developments. We've got a good few games to get under our belts now in the next few weeks. Crystal Palace on Friday. I'm not sure who's after that. To be honest, I have to look at the thing. But Palace comes around Friday. A few more players that are going to be fit. We'll be live. Live after that, I think, because I'm not sure what time that match is.
I think it's around about a similar time.
Is it similar time? Yeah. Yeah. So we'll be live for post match after that. Check us out on social media: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, for all your latest news, clips, schedules, all that kind of jazz. Anything else I'm missing, Sam? Before we kind of head off?
The Twitch, we play a lot of video games on there, non-football video games. So COD's on there, PUBG, bit of Assassin's Creed. So go check us out on there. Just search Real Reds Gaming, not Real Reds Talk, Real Reds Gaming. You'll find us on there. We do like Twitch, lots of Twitch streams throughout the week. I think that's it. Oh, content for this week. So tomorrow will be head-to-head. So that'll be out tomorrow. Thursday, is 10 Bag back on Thursday?
Yeah, should be, yeah.
They're at 10 Bag, FIFA 22 live stream. So check that out. It's always fun. Hopefully we got a copyright strike because we're Adam playing his song. So we'll try to avoid that next time. So come and join us. There's karaoke sometimes. Sometimes there's a bit of impressions. Come join it. It's all fun. And then Friday, we will have the coverage of Crystal Palace and the transfer show as well. Saturday, Sunday, we're not sure what we're going to do. We're going to probably be some streaming, probably be on the Twitch, there's some streaming stuff like that Saturday or Sunday. But yeah, all good stuff to look forward to. Drop us. I've been chatting with a lot of people on Instagram actually, talk about the game and stuff like that. So if you want to come have a chat with us sometime, drop us a DM on Instagram. I'm always happy. I think that's it.
Yeah. Definitely exciting times, lots of stuff, lots of content this week, lots of lives as well. Thank you for joining me, Sam. Thank you for joining me, Dan. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.